Good morning, everyone. Karen from Lavender Clothesline. I am Lavender Clothesline on eBay, Instagram, and here on YouTube. So if you'd like to take a look at my store, you can see what kind of craziness I am selling. And this morning I am up early because I am going to the farm show. Yep, we have a big old farm show in Pennsylvania. Excellent food, fun exhibits, animals. I get to see the pigs today, so I might even film a little bit of that for you. But this video that I'm making early this morning is going to be a thrift haul from the two stores that I visited. I don't even know what day, couldn't even tell you. I think it was Friday and Saturday maybe, but each store was small and I just picked up a few things. So I figured I'd jump on this morning. I had a few extra minutes and share what I found and give you the explanation of how my brain thought, which is always scary, and why I picked items up. Now, a disclaimer, I don't know a lot about a lot. I'm always going to be truthful and tell you that. I go on my instinct. I do run comps. But in the smaller thrift stores, I don't pull out my phone and, look things up. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I don't know that a lot of the smaller stores are happy with eBayers or resellers, coming into their store and constantly looking at their phone. But I was able to film a little bit, and this is the result of what I chose. Most of it is going to be hard goods and sneakers, I think, which I am not a sneakerhead, surprise, surprise, and I don't know a lot about sneakers. I personally wear Nike my whole life. That fits my foot, so I think I gravitate towards Nike, but I also found a few other things. So thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and we will get started. And again, I will try to bring you footage of the farm show, which is way cool in my opinion. A lot of times a farm show might sound like it's not thrilling, but the first time I went to a farm show, the food is amazing. It's the local people making their specialties. So good. So I am going with an empty stomach and a really grateful heart that I get to see all the animals and just mill around with tens of thousands of people and check out our local community and what it's about. So stay tuned and I will get started. So the first item that I want to show, I found and filmed why I picked this item up. And this came from the Nearly New thrift store, and it is a pair of men's shoes, because you know me, I always include shoes. And they are a men's shoe that I found, and this is Bass Weegens. Now, I don't pick up a ton of Bass loafers, but the Weegens I have learned do very well. And as long as they are in good shape, me, I always check the heels and the toes, the condition of the leather, make sure there's no stretch spots. I'm going to show you the bottom, the stamp. This is how Weegens are stamped. But the interesting thing that I wanted to show about these shoes is that when you look inside, a lot of times people wear inner soles. So you think that the shoe might be made by Dr. Scholl's, which that company does make shoes. But I have learned to peel the liner away, see if I can do this, and look inside of what the real maker of this shoe is, just in case it's not marked on the bottom. So when I find the shoes, I always peel back this liner and see what's inside. Last year, I sold a pair of shoes that I was very convinced were a certain brand. But what happened was somebody had taken out the liner from another brand. So I forgot the two brands, but when the buyer got the shoes and I had listed both brands, they were totally confused. I was confused. And then it dawned on me, it wasn't the regular insert you can buy. That prior owner had taken the inserts out from another pair of shoes. So it's always good to see if you can pull back this liner and see what the marking is, what the branding is, if the bottom of the shoe is not marked. Now here we see that the bottom of the shoe is Weegens, so that told me right away. But these are a gorgeous find. They're a brown leather and blue stitching, which I really liked. Hope you guys can see that. And I said yes to these loafers. I paid $4.50 in that store for these shoes. Well worth it in my opinion. Okay, sticking with shoes, we're not going to switch gears, are these men's Madden shoes. Excellent condition. I paid $4.50 for these also and found them in that little mom and pop thrift store. This is Madden, yeah, $4.50, size 8.5. And I really thought these were in great condition. Madden does quite well. I'm not going to say it's a big woohoo, but $4.50, I'll definitely make good profit on these. And one of the things that I really liked about these shoes was the leather patch in the back on the heel. I thought this style was very good. It protects the back heel when you're driving so you don't get scratches, and I always check the toes. So these are in fairly good condition, and I said yes to these. Okay, I'm giving you this disclaimer. Are you ready? I'm going to switch gears big time, and this might be a little gross to some people, but the minute I saw these, I fell in love with them, and I'm going to show you what's next. Okay, so I've laid all of these out on a priority box. These are resin plastic rat figurines. Oh my goodness, look at that face. How cute is he? They have no marking on the bottom. Somebody put felt pads on the bottom, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 resin rat statues. So I found this find. I'm convinced somebody's going to want these. I paid $2.99 for all of them. And I just thought, I don't know, they were really cute. So, yeah, plastic. I imagine these originally came from like maybe a dollar store or something like that. If you know where these originally came from, would you let me know in the comments below? I don't know. I don't really like rats but these are just so cute. And I did run comps. I couldn't find any of these. I'm going to have to do more research. But I don't think they're a very high dollar, return. Just so cute. Somebody's going to want 9 rat figurines. The next item that I picked up was a pair of earrings. These earrings, let me see if I can hold that better for you. Hang on one second. I have sold a belt probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, and got very good money for it. I always tell that belt story with 2 hands clasping as the buckles. So naturally, I'm drawn to this design. I think this is very desirable. What did I pay for these? I believe these were $2, and they have like a, just a faux pearl. I thought these were kind of cool. Not really my style, but I figured somebody would want these. The next item that I found, and like I said, this is mixing the 2 different stores, so I kind of lost track of which store sold me which thing. I saw it sitting on the shelf, and this is Warby Parker. So the box was sitting there. I see the Warby Parker name. I got all excited. I opened it up. It's an eyeglasses case. Let me take this out for you guys. And that's what it looks like. I hope you can see that. And opened it up, and it had a different pair of glasses in it. It was just something I didn't want. So I did want this case. Now this won't bring a lot of money, but this is my favorite eyeglass brand to find overall. I love finding Warby Parker. I always want to say Warby Parky. And I once found a pair of sunglasses in this brand that I fell in love with. They looked so good on me, and I didn't keep them. So I bemoaned that a little bit, but it brought very good money. So you know me, I'm all about the money. And someday when I'm rich and famous, I will buy them for myself again. They were a pair of aqua. I'll try to look them up and see if I can find them. That was a while ago. I'm going to say that was about 2 years ago that I found those. But the brand is really a wonderful brand if you find that brand, especially if they're in a really trendy style. I always gravitate towards them. So when I picked this up, I asked the cashier, I said, I'd really like the case and the box, but not the mismatching glasses, and they were happy to accommodate me. And I think originally they wanted $3.99, and they gave me the case and the box for $2. So great find there. Okay, the next item I know 0 about, not even 1%, nothing. Got nothing on this, but I went for it. This is a lot of 6 boxes of racing car cards, new in box. So this is NASCAR, 1992, the Winston, 92 Max. It has different names on it. So I will open one of these boxes just to show you. I don't think this is a high dollar amount thing, but I like to stretch myself, and sometimes the pickups that I do, the things I choose, are not because of the profit involved, but because of the education involved. So could I just look up cards without purchasing them? I could, but I enjoy doing this. I always look for things that I find enjoyable to add to my experience of selling, reselling online. And that's why I picked these up. This is what they look like. And they're all sealed in the original packaging, so I said yes to these. Go off the top of my head, I'm thinking these are gonna bring, I don't know, maybe $15 or $20. I could be wrong about that, it's just a guess. And I paid $3 for these cards. The next item is an item I always gravitate towards. It's my own personal style, and things that I love are wooden bowls. So I found this primitive style wooden bowl, which it's in fairly rough shape, but I do very well with wooden bowls that are vintage, primitive, farmhouse country. Those are the keywords I use. And then when I brought it home, I'm thinking this almost seems like a nutshell that's been turned into a bowl. So first I thought, okay, it's not the inside coconut, because that we know is round, dark, and hairy, but bowls are made out of those. I thought maybe this was the outer. You know how a coconut, when it first falls from the tree, it's that green shell? I'm making all of this up now. I have to watch Castaway a few more times to see what coconuts look like. I think that's my all-time favorite movie. I'm in love with Tom Hanks. So cute. I would have married that man in a minute. So he's my favorite actor. I go down a rabbit hole. But yeah, so maybe I'll watch that movie and see what the coconuts look like. And I went for this bowl. I paid $1.99 for this bowl. If you have any information of what this is, would you let me know? Thanks so much. All right, let's jump gears all together. Back to men's shoes, sneakers. I picked up 2 pairs of sneakers. Now again, I know nothing, zero about sneakers, but I'm going to show you these next sneakers. These are Air Jordans. And I thought these were great. Now if you look, the Jumpman is in 2 different colors, light blue and dark blue. And as always, these shoes, everybody knows Nike puts a tag in with a number, and you just punch that number in and you can see what the sneakers are going for. These are in great condition, and I paid $4.50 again. I said yes to these. And I think I looked quickly when I got home or when I was out and about. I think these are going to bring about $40, $45. So I felt that was a good pickup. And I like learning about sneakers. I always tell this story, so we're going to go down a little rabbit hole here. One of the first reselling conventions that I went to, they had like a meet and greet, and I went into the meet and greet and I didn't know anybody. I had gone to the other state. I'm trying to remember what, I think that was in Chicago. And I went in and I kind of scanned the room. Everybody was sitting at tables. And because I really didn't know anybody, I mean, I recognized people from the internet, I chose a table that was the most interesting group of people to me. It was about, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 young men, very cool, very hip. And here I am, you know, I was in my 50s and they were all, I'm gonna guess they're young 20s. And I watched them for a while and I could see their excitement, and that's who I want to hang out with. So I went over to the table across the room, went over to the table, introduced myself and said, would you guys mind if I sat with you and just listen to you talk about what you're doing? The most gracious group of guys ever. And within that group were a few men who are very successful in selling sneakers. I will probably put their names on the screen. These men were the kindest young men ever, and to this day I consider them friends. And they just let me sit with them and listen to sneaker talk, what they were doing. So thank you so much, Ken and Glenn. You know who you are, and I appreciated that. And from that, I always wanted to get involved with selling sneakers. At this point, I don't have the kind of time to do what they're doing, but those boys are killing it. So thank you so much for your kindness. I very much appreciate that and remember that to this day. It's a fond memory. With having said all of that, the next pair of sneakers are these sneakers. Now, I didn't look these up. I still haven't looked them up. I have no idea what I have here, but they're really nice sneakers. They're silver, and they have the logo, the Jumpman logo. I think these might be vintage, just from the look of them, but I said yes to these, and again, I paid $4.50. The next item I picked up were 2 hard-covered books. I believe I pay $1.97 for hardcover and 97 cents for softcover. These are hardcover. The Road to Super Bowl XXI. So what is that, 21? Is that what that stands for? I have to brush up on my Roman numerals. Pleasantville to Pasadena by Bernard Corbett. So I picked up 2 of these books. Again, I have to run comps, but Super Bowl is a popular topic, and when I'm putting in 97 cents or $1.97, I don't run comps a lot, but I stay within a very narrow field of books. I do Bibles, some cookbooks. What else do I do? I'm trying to think. Just very specific topics that might be very hot. Like if I found a really good book on like keto recipes, I would pick that up. Most times I am checking comps within the narrow field, but I don't always. So hope I haven't confused you there, but I said yes to these 2 books. Within that same department, that same area, I picked this up. This is a program for the Reading Phillies, Philadelphia Phillies. Is that what that's called? This is baseball, right? Okay, 1986 program. I said yes to this. And the last find I was overjoyed to find. These are the posters and calendars that came in a Wheaties box. So you bought the Wheaties and they attached Michael Jordan programs, calendars, posters, and I believe I have 4 or 5 of them in here. And 3 of them put together forms one big picture of Michael Jordan jumping, and he's way high in the air. So I was thrilled for this find. I'm trying to remember what year this is. This has been out for a while, 1989. So I said yes to these, absolutely. And I paid $1.99 for all 5. I'm expecting these to do well. Now, the market has quite a few of them, but I didn't see anybody, any one seller, having 3 of the promo giveaway that formed the poster. You can go ahead and see it in my eBay store if I don't have time to put a screenshot. I'm doing the best I can, trying to include things, but you know, there's only so many hours in the day. But it's already listed on my eBay store if you're interested in just even seeing what it is. Okay, I should have named myself the Random Craziness Seller. That's what my name should be. This next box is a carved souvenir wooden box. This is beautiful. Look at that. And inside it looks like that. And you pull this tray out. So it's like a trinket box or jewelry box. I said yes to this. Now there's no country on it. There's no marking that I found. This looks to be handmade. I don't think this is mass produced. So I said yes to this. What did I pay for this? I paid, you know what? I don't remember what I paid for this. I'm gonna say it was between $2 and $4 because that's the majority of what I pick up. That's my price range, $2 to $4, unless it's something that I really want to pay up for. I pay up for coats, heavy overcoats. I usually pay about $8 to $10 for those, you know, fur coats. Gowns, I will pay a little bit more for if they're stunning and a really good, you know, couture brand. Trying to think of what else I pay up for. Some sporting equipment, but that's rare. So most items, when I'm not saying the price, $2 to $4 is my range. The next item is just a group of miniature figurines. So here they are here. They came together in a bag. Were they in a bag? They were in a little box, which I just got rid of the box. They include these little figurines. You guys have all seen these. I believe Red Rose Tea gave this as a promo when you purchased a box of tea bags. There's a name to this. I'll put it on the screen if I remember to do that. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this. Here's another one. Not a high dollar item, but the amount of figurines in here for the $1.99 that I paid for these, well worth it. And I said yes to this. Very easy to ship. Some really cute vintage kitty cats. I'm going to take those out and show you. Okay, so within this lot was this little guy here. He still has his sticker. What does the sticker say? Something Japan. I'm going to put my glasses on. Let's put our glasses on, shall we? I love the time that I put my glasses on and it was a different language. I'm like, why aren't I able to see this clearly? I was like, because it's Italian, Karen. You don't read Italian. It's like, I need new glasses. Okay, so this is bone china. So it says these little figures are made out of bone china. So there's the first little cat. Do not mind my fingernails. I did not do my nails this morning. This little guy, how cute is he? And these two, sweet little kitties. So the whole group I'm selling as a lot, and yeah, and I picked it up because I'm entertaining myself a lot of days. The next item that I want to show you, I always say I don't pick up dolls, but here we are and I picked them up. So let's get started with this group of dolls and I'll tell you what my thinking was. So here are the first two. I bought a group of 5. And how fantastic are these? Now I know nothing about these, but right away I judge on how well they're painted and what details were put into the making of these. We're going to start with this little guy here. He has full pants, look at that, a cummerbund, a shirt, real twig, little stalky things he's carrying, an ascot tie, and look at the painting on his face. How amazing is that? Can you see that? When you see something that's this well painted, you know to take a second look. I judge by how the eyes are painted. A lot of times cheaper companies that put out dolls will just have a little tool and they're just stamping the eye, where the eye belongs. This looks hand painted to me, and I thought these were fantastic. Now the bottom of his is missing the label. So let's go to doll number 2. We have this lovely lady here with her lace hat and her, I'm gonna guess it's a dough bowl. Maybe she's making some kind of bread. She actually has pantaloons. She's made out of wood. And again, no marking. So we have to go to doll number 3. This gentleman is sitting in a chair. Right now I have him rubber banded so he doesn't fall off. And he's a basket weaver. And we get the first clue. The bottom of his chair says, made in France. Yes, please. Love that. The amount of detail that was put into these dolls tells me that this is a collectible, and I've never seen these before, and I have been in a lot of stores, let's just say that. So I know I have something here, and I quickly take them all. That's my clue. Made in France, the amount of detail, the face is correctly painted, where the eyes are centered, they're correctly. Do you ever see a cheap doll and they've put the eyes in the wrong place and it kind of gives it a really weird, wonky look? Always look at the eyes on a doll to see what we're talking. Even on baby dolls or vintage dolls, you can see if it's a glass eye compared to a plastic, how the lashes are put on. You look at the face, is there an open mouth with teeth carved or formed? All of those details, the finer the details, the better the item usually. Here we have number 4. She's a lovely lady. Look at the pantaloons, they're printed. That's just amazing. And now we come to our first marking and it shows the maker. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. I will try to put that on the screen, but hopefully if I hold it, let me see, I'm holding it correctly. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. So I'll show you that. And number 5 is this gentleman here. I think he's collecting firewood to bring back to his thatched hut. There's always a story. I said yes to these. All 5 dolls, let me remember, I believe I paid $6 or $7 for all 5 dolls. If this is in a thrift haul, I might be able to go back and see what I paid for it, but right now I took the sticker off. I'm gonna say I probably paid about $5 or $6 and said absolutely yes. I think I have these on, don't quote me on this, over $100 for the 5 dolls. And this is going to take quite a while because you're waiting for the collector that wants this specific item. I believe they're vintage, they're made in France, and I said yes. So that completes this haul video. Thanks so much for watching. I am looking forward to filming a little bit of the farm show. That's where I'm off to now, to go with friends, eat good food, see animals, and see what people are selling. Very interesting. So thanks so much for following. Please hit that like and subscribe button and the bell notification so that you guys will be notified of when I post another video. And as always, go out and get what's yours. Bye guys.